Hi guys and welcome back. So today I'm going to show you how to make the Devil's Red Velvet Cake. Let's begin. To get started on the recipe, place your butter and your golden caster sugar into a bowl and mix until they are well combined. It won't really turn light and fluffy, but it will be well combined. Then you can start adding your eggs one at a time, beating well in between each addition, being careful not to scramble or split the mixture. Once you've done that, you can then go ahead and add in your cocoa powder and red food colouring and mix these on a medium-high speed until it's fully incorporated into the mixture. It should become a much brighter red colour. This is completely normal and what you're looking for. If it looks a little bit dull, you can always add more, but you don't want to make it too dark, as otherwise it may bake darker than red. Then you can add in the dry and wet ingredients, alternating them in around 2 or 3 additions. So starting with flour, adding in half of the milk. You should start with flour and end with flour, and that's just how I've always worked it, but feel free to do whichever way, but this is the way that works best for me. You can then go ahead and give the bowl a good scraping down, and this is just to incorporate any bits that may not have been fully worked in from earlier on. Then you can add in your bicarbonate of soda and top that with the vinegar. You should get a bit of a fizz action. This is the chemical reaction you're looking for. You can then go ahead and fold this into the mixture just until it's fully incorporated, taking it no further as you do not want to overdevelop the gluten. Then you can take the cake batter and divide it between your 3 lined 6-inch cake tins and get as equal as possible by eye, or feel free to use scales if you want a much more accurate result, which is what I usually do, but on this occasion I didn't, and the cakes turned out pretty well. So then get it split between the 3 cake tins, spread and level them out as best as you possibly can, then place them into your preheated oven and bake them off. All that information will be in the blog post, so don't forget to check it out. So while the cakes are baking in the oven, you can go ahead and make the cream cheese. So simply place your butter and icing sugar into a bowl and mix on a medium-high speed and mix until everything is well combined. The mixture should become pretty light and fluffy in colour and consistency, ultimately an off-white but still quite yellow. Then you can add in your room temperature or even a bit cooler cream cheese in around 2 or 3 additions, mixing well in between each addition, and the higher the speed you mix on, the quicker and better it should thicken up. Again, this is not really tested, but for me this is what works. So once you're happy with the consistency of your cream cheese icing and everything has been added and incorporated, you can go ahead and give the bowl a good scraping down, and this is just to incorporate any bits that may not have been fully worked in from earlier on. Then you can go ahead and add in the red food colouring. You may need to start by adding a good amount, then adding more as and when. As I wasn't happy, I had to add a little bit more, but remember that red is one of those colours that develops. So once you're happy with your colour, give the bowl a good scraping down just to incorporate any bits that may not have been coloured, then set in the fridge until needed. So when it comes to the decorating process, grab yourself a plate, board or stand and place a blob of the cream cheese icing into the centre and place your first layer of cake on to secure it in place. Then top that with a generous amount of the cream cheese icing, spread and level it out to help get a consistent layer. Then place your second layer of cake and repeat the process until you have no cake layers left. I know it's recommended to do a crumb coat, but I don't often do them. I just pipe my icing directly onto the cake like I have here. It doesn't need to be perfect, as when we're scraping the sides down, it will neaten out and you will only need to possibly fill in some little gaps, nothing like that. Smooth it out as best as you possibly can, and then level off the top so you've got a nice level top. I just like to make sure that you've got a level top for your cake. Continue to do that process until you're happy with how the cake looks. It may take you a couple of attempts, but if your cream cheese warms up a little bit too much, place the cake into the fridge. Then around the bottom I had this red sanding sugar and just created a little bit of a collar or border around the bottom edge of the cake. Then on top I just piped these shells, or whatever you want to call these, and just did them around the top edge of the cake. It wasn't perfect, but then finished the cake off by sprinkling or spraying some glitter all over it. So thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more from me, and I'll be back again very soon with another recipe, so join me then. In the meanwhile, don't forget to check out the description, there'll be a link to this recipe, a link to my blog and links to all of my social medias. But that's all for today, I hope you enjoyed. Bye guys.